President Trump said he doesn't seem to understand why we don't use the word England anymore when we're talking about the United Kingdom. Let's listen to this.
You don't hear the word England as much as you should. I miss the name England. You understand that? I miss the name England. I think England is a beautiful name, and you don't hear it very much anymore.
Brian, do you want to explain to the President of the United States what happened to England?
Well, it's the act of union several hundred years ago in which several countries became the United Kingdom. So England still exists. It's just part of the UK. This entire interview is either insane, insulting, or incendiary. It's insane when he talks about having better poll numbers than Abe Lincoln 7 decades before polling existed. It's insulting when he attacks our closest ally, when her government is already on a cliff's edge and he's giving her a bully's shove towards it. And it's incendiary because the special relationship is now at risk. And this is America's most powerful and important ally. And Trump is insulting them during the state visit, during the visit that has been long in the making. And it's incredibly, incredibly damaging to American security interests, and it just adds on to the international security damage that he did in Brussels in attacking NATO in the past couple days, too.
Gene, who else could insult Theresa May and Abraham Lincoln in the same interview? He said about the polling, he said, you know, a poll just came out that I am the most popular person in the history of the Republican Party, 92%. Beating Lincoln, I beat our honest Abe. He then went on in that discussion of the polling to say if they did an honest poll in the United Kingdom that he would do very well. The honest poll shows that in the United Kingdom, Donald Trump has an 11% approval rating, 11%, 67% disapproval rating, and Donald Trump living in his own polling bubble there. Will British politics be affected by what the president has to say? And are people in Britain going to believe that Donald Trump has a secret Brexit plan that is easy and simple, and that he's just going to keep it a secret and let the British government struggle and try to figure out how to do what apparently is virtually impossible?
Well, I think 11% of people might. But, you have a situation here where the British government and the British political system is going to be roiled by this completely. There's already a challenge, potential challenge to Theresa May's leadership, several resignations, and Donald Trump just made that way, way worse for her. Now, to think about this in context, a British woman died last weekend from a Russian nerve agent poisoning on British soil after an attempted assassination attempt, right? So at that pivotal moment, Donald Trump is trying to push the British government off a cliff into complete disarray. It's our closest, most important ally. 74 years ago in June, we had D-Day, where we worked and fought together with Britain to defeat dictatorial fascism in Europe. And now we have a U.S. president who is not just praising adversarial dictators of the United States, but imposing tariffs on our closest allies and attacking the government of the United Kingdom. It's just amazing reversal. And it's so counterproductive to American interests and to the interests of international security. It is, however, extremely productive for the wish list of Vladimir Putin. And this is effectively the through line of the last several days into Helsinki, is that everything on Putin's wish list is happening because of Donald Trump. What he's wanted for 2 decades is finally coming to fruition, and that should scare people who care about the idea of the West, our values, and also international security that holds the West together and keeps us all safe.
Gene Robinson, imagine, if you will, Donald Trump's reaction if Theresa May were to come to the United States and in Washington say that she thinks Elizabeth Warren would make a great president, or she thinks Paul Ryan someday soon would make a great president. President Trump would think that was fair comment?
No, he would go totally ballistic. You know exactly what his reaction would be. It's again, I haven't seen anything like that. If you read that whole interview, I really sort of recommend people who have strong stomachs read the whole thing. There's a lot else in it, including just some incredible racism. He rails about how Europe is overrun with these immigrants, and you're losing your culture, and and it's really extraordinary. It's Trump sort of unplugged.
And why don't they call Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England just plain old England anymore?
Yes.
Brian Klaas, Eugene Robinson, thank you both very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.